another edition. A postcard from Moorhead. With me today is Lenore. Lenore is going to be front and center with making this. She did it several weeks ago and it was absolutely delicious. So let's talk about the ingredients of what goes in this amazing meal. First thing you need is a 12-inch cast iron skillet. And as we go down the list, and all the ingredients are going to be listed below. Lenore has got
3 chicken breasts.
3 chicken breasts. It's already shredded, ready to go. Avocado oil, which I use, or olive oil, whichever one she wants to use. 1 stick of butter. The recipe calls for 2 yellow onions. Lenore's going to cut that back to 1 yellow onion. It calls for 3 large carrots. I'll leave it up to Lenore to decide how many baby carrots it takes to make 3 large. Mushrooms, 8 ounces of mushrooms. Now the recipe calls for 6 garlic cloves. We're going to opt out of that. Lenore doesn't like the garlic. We're going to use self-rising flour, 2 cups of chicken broth, 3/4 cup of heavy cream, seasoning to suit you. It can be salt, pepper, whatever kind of seasoning you'd like to put in it. 1½ cups of frozen corn. We've already got that measured out. 1/2 cup of chopped parsley, 1 egg. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of water. And the next part's real easy. It is store-bought pie crust. So we're going to get this started. The only thing that you're going to need at the end of this is someone to help you eat this chicken pot pie. Okay, we are ready to start making our chicken pot pie. And normally this would be a 1 skillet deal, but because we've got a glass top oven, we're not going to use the cast iron on top of that. I know a lot of people say you can, you can't. It's Lenore's stove, and we're not going to put the cast iron on the top.
Exactly.
Lenore, what are we going to do first?
First, I'm melting my butter. After I get the butter melted, I'm going to put in carrots and onions and saute them for a couple of minutes. And then I'll add the mushrooms.
Okay, so we're going to start with the onion, carrots, mushrooms. What about the corn?
The corn goes in when the chicken goes in. Butter is melting. I've got it on high right now, but I'm going to turn it down to medium.
What have you got the oven preheating at?
425. Start with the carrots.
Now when you look at the recipe that's listed down below, it does not have to be exact. If you want more carrots than what it calls for, if you're a chicken pot pie, go for it. If you want fewer onions, then put fewer onions in it. You can adjust this to your taste, right, Lenore?
Right. And for me, that's enough onions. Now, the original recipe calls for 2 onions. I did not chop 2 onions. I'm not an onion person. I like a little bit of onion in my food, but not a whole lot. Larry likes peas in his pot pies, but I'm not a pea person. This calls for corn, and that suits me better. So, since I'm making it tonight, we're going to have corn instead of peas.
We don't usually use parsley, but it sure did look good, so we thought we'd give that a shot as well.
Now, I've already done the chicken. I did 3 large chicken breasts, and then I chopped it up. You can use a whole chicken if you want to. We don't care much for the dark meat, so I usually try to use as much of the just chicken breast as I can. You can go get a rotisserie chicken if you want to and just pull the meat off. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper. Go ahead and put a little bit of pepper in. Now, I did pepper and salt the chicken when I cooked it, so that's already done. But I'm putting a little more in the vegetables. I'm going to go ahead and put the mushrooms in.
That's Larry's favorite part. I love mushrooms. All right, Lenore, what are we doing next?
We are putting some flour in, and I've got a cup here, but I don't think I'm going to need it.
This is one of those you put a little bit of flour in.
You stir it, and if it looks like you need it, you need to cook it till the flour doesn't taste like you're doing gravy or something.
So a cup is actually, for what we're making, would be way too much flour. So that's just a little at a time until you get that texture that you want.
Next, we're going to put in our heavy cream.
Okay, it calls for 2 cups of chicken broth.
I don't think we're going to go ahead and put that in. I don't think we're going to use 2 cups. Go ahead. That's a cup. And
1 cup.
Parsley.
And lots of chicken.
Lots of chicken.
That's what makes it a chicken pot pie. Heat that chicken up on there.
Now, if you want more sauce in your whatever I'm not a person that likes a lot of sauce in anything. So my stuff is always a little bit drier than everybody else's.
Well, there's 1 pie crust.
I'm going to lay this out in the bottom of this pan. Make sure it's all in there and it's coming up the sides. This is just the first. You're going to put 1 on top. We're having company over tonight, so because there's no way we can eat all this.
This should feed 6 people. I'll step in and do my part. That will definitely feed 6 people. It is heaping up.
You need to heap it more in the middle, down on the top, and you're going to take and fold it over and make sure the 2 crusts meet, and you kind of clamp them together. Slats in the top. Now, my assistant is going to lift it into the stove. I can't use my iron skillets like I used to anyway because I can't lift them.
This is what we're going to put in the oven. And in how long, Lenore?
25 to 35 minutes.
Well, it's been 30 minutes. Our chicken pot pie is ready to come out of the oven. And don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button, especially hit that like button. Oh, look at that. Now that is one fine looking chicken pot pie. We're going to let it sit for a minute, then we're going to dish it out, and we're going to do the taste test for Lenore's chicken pot pie. All right, let's scoop this out.
JD?
Okay, well, we've got it dished out, and on top of that, we've got apple pie.
Made by Diana.
Made by Diana. Raise your hand, Diana.
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand. So, before we do the taste test, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Now, the question is, what kind of wine goes with chicken pot pie? Diana?
Moscato.
Lenore?
Moscato.
JD?
I would say the kind you like.
I'm going to say cold.
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 I agree.
Lenore, you did well. That is good stuff.
It's delicious. Good.
Well, that's another episode, Postcard from Moorhead. I'm Larry Dixon with a live audience today. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. See you next time. Postcard from Moorhead.